y'all, it's Maddie from the Itty Bitty Homestead Committee, and today we're going to be doing something a little different, so let's hop into it.
So for those of you who don't know, we have two very annoying parrots, our Macaw Rick and our cockatoo Samantha. So earlier in the week, Samantha's stand broke. It came down with her on it. She got a blood feather that fell out, and after a frantic call to the vet and figuring out she was okay, we got to trying to replace this stand. This was the Katie stand. We got it off of Amazon. 10 out of 10. Do not recommend. The screws never want to stay into place. It's very rickety. The perch that came with it was a really soft wood, and Rick destroyed it within like a day, and he wasn't even trying. So we decided we were going to make our own stand, and we used this YouTuber's DIY bird play gym as a source to kind of get ourselves started. So we went down to the hardware store, got everything she recommended, and the total bill at the end was about $90, which is very good considering the fact that a stand that is normally this size is normally close to $1,000. So very happy with it. So we got all of our tubes laid out and we got them measured so that we could start cutting them apart. And y'all, cutting these things apart, I couldn't do it. I had to get Danny involved to take care of it because it was just so difficult to cut through the pipes. So Danny got to work cutting out 21 1-foot lines of pipe and 4 4-foot lines of pipe, and even he was struggling with the pipe cutter, but he was a lot stronger than me and really helped me out with this. But if you are going to be cutting the pipe, you either need a really strong grip or a person who is willing to help you get through it. While Danny got to cutting the pipes, I got to trying to put the bottom of the stand together because I thought I could get ahead of the curve and totally win at this. But while I was putting everything together, I realized that we had a bit of a problem that we did not foresee as we were picking up equipment down in the springs. I had grabbed the elbows and joints that had rivets on them, and y'all, I should have been recording my face because it was about here where I started panicking and realized I had done screwed up. So here's what the incorrect ones look like. They're supposed to be completely smooth, and these ones have those little rivet rings in it, so oops. So we got the kids all dressed, thrown into their car seats, and ran back to the hardware store in the truck. But I will say that it was a beautiful day for a drive, so what's more time in the car, right? And I don't know if you can see it in this video or not, but if you look out at the mountains, we actually had a storm blow in, and we got our very first snow on the mountaintops for the season. So we went back to the hardware store into the plumbing section to find the correct elbows and T-joints so we could actually finish the bird stand. And I really love this hardware store. They are really sweet. They have candy for the kids and they have dog treats for the puppy. And y'all, poor Danny putting up with my nonsense of going back out of the house to once again find something for another one of my projects. He's such a good guy. So once we got all the equipment, we headed back home, and Danny had a moment with Rick. And y'all, I'm so jealous of this. This is my bird, right? Lord forbid I do something like this with Rick, he'd bite me. But Danny can stick his fingers in his beak and sit there and basically play tug-of-war with them, and Rick just thinks it's all good fun and games. It's ridiculous. Now that we had the correct rivets, I could actually get to working on putting the bird stand together. Right here, I'm just working on the base, which is just basically a square. I know, it's really simple, but it works. I absolutely love the concept of how easy this is to put together and customize it the way you want because it's just piping and tubes and all that good stuff. So here's what the base looks like. Like I said, it's a simple square, it's perfect. And then I got to work to taking the 4-foot sections of our pipe and just putting them into their correct slots to kind of give the bird stand the height that it needs. Putting this together was really simple. It was just as easy as just putting your body weight down, putting the pipes in, and putting it together. I don't suggest gluing anything together so that if you ever do need to take it apart, you can. You just have to make sure the pipes are in well enough into the joints that they don't slide out later in the future. And here is the very bottom of the stand with the tall little pieces in reference to Sydney. It's quite a large stand. When we finished this up, it was like 6 foot tall at the very tallest, but again, it's just putting joints together. We did drill some holes into the pipes to run our thread through so that when we did put in the jute rope for the parrots to sit on, we could tie knots on it so it was more stable and it was harder for Rick to kind of pull apart and unwind, because we all know Rick likes being a butthead. And there's my eldest being the little weirdo that she is, but we love her dearly anyway. What I'm working on is just getting that jute rope in and working on wrapping it around the stand. At first, I kind of didn't get the idea of the motion that I wanted, and it took me way too long to get the wrappings around, but once I got going and wrapping, it was way quicker. But even with my new wrapping skills, this still took a long while, and y'all, my arms really hurt after this. I must be turning into some kind of weakling because this was not fun whatsoever. But we did get 3 different kinds of twine/rope for the bird stand so that they had different colors and different sizes for their feet. And here is what the very first perch looks like, all wrapped up. This didn't take me too long. Wrapping this perch took about, I'd say about 10 minutes, and I had some snack breaks. So once I got that perch set up, I put in the other part of the perch and I wrapped around the food holder so that it was good to go. And then I started working on the higher perches as well. Here is what the rope all over all of the other perches look like. Is it perfect? No. Is it pretty? Also no. But is it very functional and easy to use for the birds? Why, yes. Yes, it is. And Rick automatically took to the stand and to exploring it. He really liked it. And it was really easy for him to climb up and down from one section to the other. We still have the other stand just to kind of give the birds their own spaces. And Samantha just kind of hid in her cage and was just kind of observing. But overall, this thing is 6 foot wide by 4 foot wide by 6 foot tall, and it is a very, very large structure. And like I said, you can kind of customize it any way you want, add more pipes to it, add more levels, and you can tie all of the toys to the cage. I will say, Samantha, being the little weirdo she is, she liked looking at the stand at first and making her little biscuits in her cage. Her cage is completely open. She could have gotten to the stand anytime she wanted, but she was just not into it at the moment. But overall, I really like the look of this from a standpoint of it was less than $100 for both of the birds to have a nice little jungle gym. This was also a really easy, great weekend project to get done relatively fast, to be honest. So I would make this again. Now we will see if it stands the test of time and how it does from there. I do like that I can replace the rope, and it's really hard for the birds to chew through PVC, so hopefully it will last us a lot longer than the perches they currently had, but I will keep you updated on it. I will say it took Samantha about 3 days to get used to the perch, and now that she is, all she wants to do is sit in her little window seat and watch the birds outside, so she absolutely loves it, and her and Rick can chill on it together without much issue.
So yeah, that was our DIY project for the weekend. Let me know what y'all think, and if you like this little bit of different content, I really want to know. The birds are absolutely enjoying their new perch, and we are adding more accessories and homemade toys, and generally I just absolutely love it. I will say we do put newspaper on the ground underneath the stand so that it catches any of that, and we change that out daily. That is the only downside, and we are looking at managing that and drilling some holes into the pipe and making our own stand to kind of catch that, kind of like how the old cages had those catch pans already. So that's the next project for another time, but for now, absolutely love these. But anyway, I want to thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.